Cal crew team's desire to win a national championship in Sacramento this weekend was fueled by an athlete in a serious battle outside the boat.
Out.
Crew is the ultimate team sport. 8 oars cutting the water like knife through butter, all in unison. And at the head of the country's fastest boat is the senior coxswain, Jill Costello.
Coach thought I was loud and bossy and small enough to be a coxswain, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Costello is the quarterback for the boat. She's the eyes of the operation, constantly barking commands.
Get your blade to the water faster, get connected, get on it, go harder, more with the legs. I'm sure there's a little tension sometimes if I'm yelling at the same person about the same thing over and over again, but they know it's because I want the best for them.
Together, the Cal crew team raced to a second-place finish in last year's National. The time for celebration, though, turned very somber.
I just kind of had a stomach ache. I remember just feeling a little off. And then after we got back from NCAAs, went to the doctors and kind of everything just unraveled.
She was diagnosed immediately with stage 4 lung cancer, which spread to her breast and into her liver. 3 days later, she was in the throes of chemotherapy. In a year's time, she's gone through 20 rounds.
You know, when I first got the news, very quickly I realized I had to go into coach mode and help, point her in the right direction.
That direction was to the water. Coach Dave O'Neill wondered if, much less when, his senior coxswain would return to the stern of the boat. Costello certainly did, and so did her teammates.
Eva, who's one of our other captains, was like, "We need you there in the spring. We are winning Pac-10s, we are winning NACAs, and you're going to be there in front of me." And so that was the plan, and I never thought any different.
I don't know how she does it, but she's the fighter.
I definitely feel like it's an escape, and it lets me stop thinking about everything else that's going on and just focus on something that's really normal to me and makes me feel like I don't have to think about anything else. This is Jack, my graduation present.
Yet rowing was only a temporary escape. With her situation still dire, Costello made the trek to Lourdes, France in search of a miracle. 6 million people visit the spiritual fountains every year.
So this can fit 25,000 people. All these sick people make the pilgrimage to Lourdes, and they get dunked in the fountains, which is what I did. Gave me a little more spiritual support.
While Costello was in France, the Cal crew raced without her. In a win against Stanford, they rowed as Team Jill, wearing jerseys with her picture on the back.
It's like the silhouette of her, which was really cool because when you're rowing behind someone, you just like see the silhouette. So like in the races, you just like constantly reminded, like, let's do it for Jill, let's do it for Jill.
It's kind of overwhelming how much support I'm getting. It kind of puts things in perspective and makes me think about like how serious this fight is, but how I have everyone backing me up, and that really makes me stronger.
Her role on the team is to motivate, so it's fitting that her fight out of the water has helped her fight in the water.
You know, I've noticed this year that like none of us have like taken anything for granted, and it's just like none of us have a reason to be like, oh, like that was too hard to give up. Like she never gives up. She's never will give up.
When Jill says, guys, I need you to dig a little deeper and push a little harder, the team knows it's coming from a special place.
In Sacramento today, the Bears finished second in the national championship standings. Costello was named the Pac-10 Athlete of the Year for rowing. Game day is back in a moment.
Miami isn't known as a hockey hotbed. Florida Panthers radio play-by-play announcer Randy Mueller is trying to change that. His unique style is earning him international fame.
Live from the HP Pavilion in beautiful San Jose, California.
Once it got on and went viral, the goal calls and that, and it's almost like it was like a fire, a runaway fire in that, and worldwide as well.
Over to Bowman, shoots, he scores! Run, Forrest, run!
But there's too many good goal calls with some of the great movies, some of the shows, songs, pop culture.
They score! Who's your daddy and what does he do?
How I got started, the flagship station that we're on in South Florida, 790 The Ticket, the afternoon drive, a gentleman by the name of Dan Levitard, who most fans know from ESPN, he does PTI, and he's got the #1 rated show in South Florida at that time. And he's they do a lot of pop culture, not only sports, but pop culture on his show. And he asked me if one of his fans or his fans could make a suggestion for a goal call. And I said, sure, on a lark.
Shooting scores! Get off my lawn!
Close to 3,000 right now. A lot of them, though, are repeats. I think I've only repeated one once, and that was because I forgot, because I've done so many of them.
Open that, Stillman scores! Do you mind if we dance with your dates?
Do you mind if we dance with your dates?
Why, no, not at all.
There is a little bit of pressure because people now expect it.
Tipped out in front, he shoots, he scores! Beyonce had one of the greatest music videos of all time!
But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
I've done a few rap lines, and I'm not really into rap per se, so when I do them, 90% of the time I'll screw them up.
He's got full control in the forehand, skates up, cross ice past him, now he shoots, he scores! Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog! Panthers get a goal here early in the second period.
And Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog.
Fires, he scores! LA face with an Oakland booty. Baby got back.
Yeah, that was one of my first ones, and I knew that one. I am actually a fan of Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Wrist shot, hit the post. Oh, and it just about rolled over the goal line. Almost.
If we're down 5-1 with 2 minutes left in the third period and we score a goal, most of the time I won't let one fly.
Stillman shot, rebound, and shoot, they score! Get in my belly! Get in my belly!
I've been asked so many times if the Panthers get a game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup Finals in Game 7, what my line would be. I already have that line, but I won't tell anybody, and I'll never use it unless that situation, whether it's a game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup.
We're all gonna die!